Hello, my friends. I brought you out here with my two little shoebox worm bins about 9-10 days ago, and it had been a long time since I had been in here. And I promised that I would come back and check on them. Well, in the interim, I had them sitting down over by the window over here, and I'm just going to see if I can raise you up and show you where I had them, and I had them on the lower shelf. Let me just raise that on that lower shelf. Well, that's where the sun comes in the afternoon. So these two little bins were really getting hot. And I didn't even realize it until about the second or third day, and thought, uh-oh, not a good idea. So I went ahead and I put them on here on the table, and I sprinkled them with some water, and I thought, okay, well then they'll be fine. But as you remember, if you look back, and you'll see that I had fed them, and I had given them a little bit of banana peel, and I had some cornmeal and egg shells and coffee grounds, and they got a pretty good feeding for these little tiny bins. And sometimes you forget that if you're giving them all this food, that's all going to heat up. Well, that combined with the fact that they had sun shining in on them for a few hours in the afternoon, I was really quite concerned. So I gave them a little bit more water. Well, I looked at them this morning, and I mean, it was not a good look. And I thought for sure that I was going to be faced with a bunch of dead worms. Well, here's my castings, and I mean, you can see they're pretty moist. You know, they're a little bit too moist. But that was from the side that had the biodegradable peanuts in it. And then this was from the side that had the shred. And the shred did a much better job on keeping the worms alive than the biodegradable peanuts. They worked. Don't get me wrong, if you have biodegradable peanuts, use them. But just keep in mind that they are a cornstarch base, and they're going to kind of like go into nothing, and they absorb water, and then it's almost like they melt. So you have no real consistency. You don't have anything for the worms to eat. Now the shred acted as almost like slow food. That worked really well. So what I wanted to show you was that the worms that came out of the biodegradable side, even though as far as the castings were concerned, I got about 3.5 pounds of castings off of each one. Go figure, each one. And then the worms that I had were I only counted about 50, which was my original amount that I added. On this side, this was the biodegradable peanuts. But now on this side, this is 160 worms. They're much larger, beefier looking guys, and 3 times as many. So obviously the shredded cardboard, etc., won out. And I have to say I probably gave more shredded cardboard. Let me see if I can get that lid off there. But I wanted to show you I was going to start kind of a new experiment, and that is because I have no real other place to keep these worms, I don't want to bring them inside. I was getting like little bugs on them, and I don't want that in my house. So here we are. And what we're going to do with this experiment is, this is just a shredded cardboard, and it's been soaked in rainwater. And there's approximately let's see, what did I measure? 0.7 pounds, and then each one got a cup of rainwater. It turned out that I was trying to keep it at exactly 1 pound is my total weight here, including the container. So now we're going to add some, I wanted to add some, keep it real simple, and I'm going to add just a cup of coffee grounds. And that's going to be kind of their food. Coffee grounds are food. It's not grit. And let me get another cup for my other side. I didn't weigh this, but I am measuring it. So there's a cup on this side. And I'm going to kind of toss that in. And we're going to give them each just a handful of grit. Probably more than they actually need. And we're going to kind of work that in. So no matter where they are, they're going to get their little treat. All right. So this side, remember we're going to have right is where we're going to start with our 50. And there you have I don't think there's anybody left on there. I was kind of disappointed. At least they didn't die, but I mean it was way too moist. That was too much moisture. And this group is going to be the 160. Much bigger worms too, by the way. So I don't know if they were just hanging on, waiting for me to come and get them or what. And there's a little wisp. Come on, Junior. Everybody off the bus. Come on. No stragglers. Like when the kids are at school, there's always one kid left behind on the bus who wants to sit and wait. All right? So, okay, so that's going to be it. That's all I'm going to do. And I'm not going to give them anything else. And this is July 11th. And we're going to come in. I think I'm probably going to actually give them some food next week, next Monday. And just make sure everybody's okay. I don't want these heating up. I'm going to leave them here on the table because even though the sun does hit here about 4 o'clock, over there it hits at about 2 o'clock. So this will give them 2 hours less heat time, and by 4:30, 4:45, the sun is already set over there. As you guys know, that's my preserve, and the trees will filter anything else. So that was it. I just wanted to show you it's kind of a new experiment. I would just want to see if, now that we're even Steven, if we start to see an uptick on the production and repopulating over here. I think at a certain point, with this being as small as it is, I think 160 worms, if that doubles and that gets to 320, first of all, I'm not sure I want to count that many, but if it gets to that size, then hopefully it'll be late enough in the season that I can keep them somewhere else, because I can't keep them inside, and I think the heat will take its toll on them. So anyway, all done. And if you like this video, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up, and a wormy thumbs up, and subscribe perhaps. And I hope to see you all back real soon, because you know I'll be here. Take care. Bye-bye.